Hello, and thank you for your interest in my case study. In this case study, I'm going to show you the process and the results we had while attempting to set up a close approximate to an actual in the real world RV show. Just to set the stage, this is during the height of the COVID-19 lockdown, and so folks weren't able to go out to actual RV shows, and so my client, the VOD RV family of dealerships, arranged to set up this virtual RV show, something that none of us had ever done, and together we were able to pull it off quite successfully. So the first of my responsibilities was to set up the landing page itself, and so we came up with this page. We used bold, fun fonts, regular calls to action, all of which take you down to a single contact form at the bottom of the page. We provided really good, compelling information on here. As well as just kind of trying to predict and overcome any technical difficulties people might have. We gave a little bit of a hype up video here to prepare people for what the show would be like. And then we had a countdown, again with the calls to action. I think we did a really good job with the schedule. This was a very granular schedule. We wanted people to be able to tune in exactly at the right time for their specific trailer or family of trailers. And so we didn't want them to have to sit through 2 or 3 hours of the show to get to that. And then lastly, our registration form here at the bottom. Just gathering a little bit of information and obviously an email that we can capture into a list. So this is the page that was displayed up until the show happened. And then on the day of the show, we switched to a page like this one. This is the day 2 page, but the day 1 page was virtually indistinguishable from this. So really front and center here, you've got the actual video stream on YouTube. There was also a Facebook stream, but we embedded the YouTube stream on the landing page. And we also embedded the chat stream directly from YouTube, so you could view and participate in that chat there. We were taking questions and providing responses, and we were also providing links to breakout Zoom meetings where you could ask questions and interact one-on-one with a salesperson. Beyond that, the page is quite similar. There's just a few less elements on here. We still allowed people to register even on the day of the show because there were giveaways that they would be entered for by doing that, and we obviously wanted to be able to capture as many email addresses as we could. And so that was the landing page we set up. We had a really robust paid ad campaign to kind of accompany it, as well as a Facebook ad campaign. And so that leads us to the traffic to the website over the course of this project. So really from the ideation phase all the way through to execution was really about 3 weeks. You can see we've got just over 2 weeks of data here, and this is when the traffic started to flow. Really, we only owned the domain for about 3 weeks before the show. And so there wasn't any time to really gear up for organic search traffic. So we were very reliant on paid traffic sources, as you can see here. The bulk of our traffic was paid search, and then social obviously contributed some. We had Facebook ads running, and then we did leverage our email lists as well. But in total, we had 6,559 sessions in this window. And even looking at the full window, our goal conversion rate, this is all goals, but you can see there was only the one contact form that we were tracking on here. Our goal conversion rate for the whole window was 9.74%, but we only actually figured out the HubSpot implementation on the 13th. And so if we zoom in on the actual active window, that would be from the 13th to the 16th, so just 4 days. But it still does represent over 4,000 sessions here, so it is a fair chunk of data. During that time, our goal conversion rate was 14.51%, which is just crazy high. We were really, really blown away by that, and in that window, 639 people filled out the contact form at the bottom of the page. Since we didn't have goal tracking set up prior to the 13th, I've pulled up our HubSpot list, the virtual RV show, where all those emails were sent to upon registration. And you can see here the total was 928 contacts by the end of things. This is a clumsy attempt to keep their user data anonymous here. But We have 928 contacts, and a few of those have come in actually since the close of the show. I'm not sure why, but the number I have in my case study is a little lower. So looking at the, let's look at the case study itself. The number of registrants as of the end of the show was 848. We've got data on the number of viewers, and then the most important metric is the number of units sold. But in total, we had just under 9,500 viewers, and there are actually still people viewing the YouTube videos daily, so we'll hit 9,500 here soon. I don't have screenshots to verify the Facebook views. I'm not an admin on that account. But now onto the most important of our metrics, the number of units sold. We saw 48 units sold during the 2-day show, and that was 46% of all of the units that we featured. So a remarkably high conversion rate there, even in terms of the actual number of sales. And you can see the percentage breakdown here between the different types of product. And even more impressive, as you can see here, there were 7, 3, and 9 carryovers, so 19 more units that have been reserved to be sold in June. So if all of those sell successfully, our total percentage will be 64% of all of our units that were featured having been sold. This is information that was passed on to me directly from the director of marketing. I don't have access to their inventory management, so I don't have any screenshots to back this up. But just overwhelming success in terms of the number of units sold as well. And my client and we're all super happy about this. It was a really fun project to be a part of, even in the kind of jarring and unprecedented circumstances that were the COVID-19 scare and the lockdown that everybody was subjected to. It was really fun to be a part of a challenging and somewhat creative project that was brand new to all of us, and we couldn't have been happier with the results. If you have any questions, there is a contact form here. You don't have to be requesting a consultation. Feel free to send me questions. I'll respond quickly to any of those. Thank you so much again for your interest.